Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have got lots of great product information and updates for you today, and we're really excited to have Anthony Smith, our CEO and founder, with us to deliver this to you. I am Melinda Prescher, and I'm hosting today's event. I've been with Insightly for over 3 years now. I have 15 years of marketing experience, and I'm responsible for product and customer marketing. I'm so happy to have Anthony Smith here. Like I mentioned, he's our CEO and founder. He started Insightly over 12 years ago. And in addition to leading the company and all that entails, he's responsible for product design and development here at Insightly. So he's the perfect person to get on the line and tell you everything that's going on. So just to level set, there are two main priorities that we have for today's webinar. Whether you're already an Insightly customer or not yet a customer and investigating what Insightly has to offer, there's really something here for everybody. We're going to talk about what's new with the Insightly platform, CRM, Insightly marketing, Insightly service, and AppConnect. And then we're also going to talk about the fantastic features that are in store for the future. So Anthony, with that, I'll let you take over.
Thanks, Melinda. I appreciate that. All right. So as many of you know, Insightly has 4 products that make up our modern CRM platform. The CRM sales force automation application, our service application for customer support, our marketing application, and then to tie them all together, we've got AppConnect, which is our integration automation application. So what we've been doing over the past 6 months is every month we do a major feature release that is normally focused on one of the 4 products in the suite. The engineering team work for around 2 or 3 months on each product before moving on to the next product and developing features for that one. So starting in about the second half of last year, we worked firstly on a platform release, improving and adding features that all 4 of the applications on our platform use. So the majority of those investments were spent on improving dashboard visualizations and some security improvements as well. So Insightly already had great dashboarding capabilities with over 40 different chart visualizations like line charts, bar charts, pie and donut charts, maps, gauges, and more exotic charts like bubble charts, tree maps. We threw in some radar charts and some scatter graphs in there as well. We heard from customers that they wanted to be able to drill down into the data from one chart into another chart by clicking through different sets of charts to be able to better understand their data. I guess a great drill down example is starting off with a map of North America showing sales figures and then being able to click down into maybe one individual state on that map, like New York State, to show just the sales figures for that state, and then maybe click in once more into that data to be able to see sales executives and show the individual sales opportunities that were won within that state of New York. So you can very easily create these types of dashboard drill down chart sequences now in Insightly, and we've heard from a lot of customers that they really like them. So dashboard drill downs have been a huge win for us, and customers are really excited about it. You should definitely check it out. Another feature that we released was being able to schedule a dashboard to be sent to you in an email. So we'll take a snapshot of any dashboard and send it out in an email on a given schedule. So for example, if you like to see one of your dashboards just before your 9 a.m. meeting every Monday, you can schedule an email to be sent out to you that's comprised of big, beautiful versions of every chart in that dashboard. And you can have it arrive in your email inbox at, say, 8:55 a.m. on a Monday, just before that big meeting. We also added the ability to print dashboards for those offline scenarios where paper printouts work best, or where you want to draw on the charts. While we're at it, we also added new color combinations for charts and the ability to search for dashboards and for cards in a list if you've built up a lot of them. We also added a couple of new security capabilities to the Insightly platform. So SAML is a standard for authentication and logging into one app from another. And we've actually supported that standard for a couple of years now on our enterprise plan. If you use an identity and authentication platform like, say, Okta, Microsoft Azure AD, or OneLogin, you can use SAML for your users to easily log into Insightly in a single sign-on scenario without them having to remember multiple passwords. We now support provisioning new users through SAML and actually deprovisioning users as well. So if you are adding employees to your organization or you're doing a reorg and reducing your employee count, you can automatically set those employees up as users in Insightly when you add them to your payroll system, or have them removed from Insightly when they depart your company, all without having to lift a finger. So that saves you from having to manually go into the admin settings of Insightly and make those changes when staff are either added or removed from your company. It just makes sure that you don't miss some of those security options when you have some staff changes. We also added additional security logging to Insightly so you can better track and monitor each employee that logs in and uses Insightly and audit the product usage. That's in a new user activity report that's available within the other reports section of Insightly. So that rounds out the improvements that we've made to the platform. And in the next release, we focused on Insightly AppConnect, which is our integration automation product. Now, this product has been huge for us. All of our most successful customers use AppConnect to build out and to run integrations between Insightly and other products they use daily, like their ERP systems, maybe their accounting and finance systems, their marketing products, or their HR tools. You can build out an integration with a really simple drag and drop interface, and you don't need to be able to write code. There's no code needed. And we actually provide pre-built connectors to over 500 different software applications to use in your organization every day. AppConnect is our fastest growing product by far, and we wanted to make it as powerful as possible for customers to be able to do more with. We actually increased the scalability of the product by over 50%. So now you can transfer thousands of records of information into and out of Insightly every second. We also added the ability to integrate with more parts of Insightly, including adding and editing notes and tasks you can now do through AppConnect. You have better searching of records in Insightly through AppConnect. And you can also automatically follow or unfollow any record in Insightly through an AppConnect integration. We added new triggers so you can react and respond to more data changes in Insightly data. And you can even do comparisons on those data changes between the old values and the new values and any change that was made. So you can build some very powerful integrations really easily with Insightly AppConnect. But if you would like our fantastic professional services team to build them out for you, you've actually got that option too. We've built out probably hundreds of integrations for our customers, and we've got a ninja team available to listen and to understand what you want, and then to translate that into a rock solid integration for your business. So either you can do it yourself with our simple drag and drop interface, or if you don't have the resources or the time to do that, get our professional services team to come in, listen to what you want to build, and then be able to spin that up for you pretty quickly and have your integration ready to go in a very short amount of time. Okay, let's move on to the Insightly marketing product. So earlier this year, we focused on improving the marketing, the email marketing capabilities of Insightly Marketing. So sending out really engaging emails to your customers is one of the primary use cases that we see in Insightly Marketing. And we made some major improvements to that this year. The first feature in our list that we're launching later this month is marketing email reply management. So if you send out large batches of emails, quite often you want to be able to have your customers be able to respond back personally to those emails rather than just having them come from a no reply type email address. So when you do that, you'll find that you often get inundated with automatic replies from recipients with out of office messages, vacation responders, mailbox full messages, or bounce notifications that your mail did not reach its intended mailbox. It's hard to sort through all those auto reply emails, and you can easily miss the recipients that actually chose to write back to you personally with important information or thoughts that they wanted to share with you. So now with Insightly Email Reply Management, we actually take care of sorting through all those auto replies and the bounce messages and the out of office replies. And we send you just the personal replies from humans for you to take action on them. That dramatically lowers the work that you have to do each time you send out a big batch of emails, and it still allows you to personally read and respond to customers. So I think you'll find that very beneficial for your business if you use that, and if you're sending out large volumes of emails to your prospects and your customers. Okay, another big email sending feature that we added is the ability to send out transactional emails using Insightly Marketing. So transactional emails are non-marketing emails that you might send to your customers, like, for instance, shipping notifications, billing emails, notes on changes to your terms of service, or other legal notices. And you want to be able to send out those emails to contacts that you have in Insightly, even if those contacts have unsubscribed from one or more of your marketing email lists. Insightly now supports sending out those transactional email type messages to lists and prospects within Insightly. So you've got that option as well. The next feature we added was batch rate limiting. And that was actually at the request of a couple of our customers. When they were sending out large batches of emails, let's say 10,000 emails at a time, they wanted to break up that large send of emails out into smaller chunks, smaller batches of maybe 2,500 emails each, and space those apart with maybe an hour in between each batch. So that's basically what we built. So when you go into Insightly and you set up a large email to be sent out, you now have the option of breaking that large email up into smaller batches, and you can choose the time spacing between those batches, and you can do all of that in just a couple of clicks. Another small feature not listed here that we just added that's actually coming out this month is a link to view an email in a browser rather than just having the email visible within the email client. So you can add this little kind of magic link into any email template, and then when the recipient views an email using that template in their email viewer, like Outlook or Gmail, they can click a link to view that email in a web browser as well. So that rounds out the improvements that we've made to the email sending capabilities of Insightly. Some other additions that we also made to Insightly Marketing are the ability to see all the captured UTM parameters from links that prospects clicked on to arrive at your marketing tracked website. So you can see actually under the prospect tab in Insightly Marketing, all of the campaigns that attracted each customer to your website. We actually capture each of the parameters, the UTM parameters in the URL, and then we save those into the prospect object so you can see all of the links they clicked on that had UTM parameters and what those parameters were that correspond to the marketing campaigns that you've run. We also added custom events to the prospect timeline. So either through JavaScript or through our API, you can have prospects trigger custom events that get saved to your prospects timeline, like e-commerce transactions, order transactions, subscription upgrades, maybe shipments, or even manufacturing milestones that you might have in your company. Then you can filter the list of prospects that you have by those custom events so that you can target those prospects in Insightly marketing very easily. Maybe you send them out an email, maybe you include them in one of our journeys, but you can actually dissect and build out lists in Insightly marketing with those custom events that you've created that represent something meaningful, maybe a milestone that happens in the customer journey within your company. Okay, finally, we're adding multi-touch attribution metrics and reporting to Insightly as well, so that you can look at your marketing spend versus the closed won opportunities that you have in Insightly CRM to determine if your campaigns were profitable and if they represented a good return on investment or not, and a new ability for also the prospects to unsubscribe from some lists and not from others through a preference center webpage. So there are two features that we're adding in upcoming release: multi-touch attribution and preferences center for subscribes and unsubscribes from the different marketing email lists that you have. Okay, moving on to our next product, Insightly Service. So coming up next month, we've actually got a big release of features in Insightly Service, improvements and enhancements to that product. We've got, to start off with, 2 new sidebars to improve agent productivity when working with tickets. So when you go and you view an individual ticket inside Insightly Service, we've got a right-hand pane that has some sidebar options that can kind of come out, and then you can add some additional actions and view some additional data in each of those sidebars. So one new sidebar that we're adding to that allows you to see at a glance any tasks that are associated with the ticket currently being viewed and the status and the priority of those tasks. If they're started, if they're not started, if they're in progress or completed, who completed them and when. So it provides a good list of the different tasks that have been worked on associated with that ticket and kind of the status of where those tasks are at. You can also easily create new tasks associated with the ticket and assign work out to other individuals in your organization that might have to do something that's based upon the request in order to solve or to resolve the ticket. So we're also adding a new sidebar that displays which web pages a contact has previously viewed before they lodged a ticket. So with Insightly Marketing, we've got a web page tracking available. We're actually integrating that with Insightly Service. So you can then see what web pages on your marketing website they might have visited before they lodged a ticket, or if they were in your portal, which knowledge base articles that they viewed, so that you get a bit of a better picture around the path that they took before creating a new ticket. Maybe if they looked at a couple of knowledge base articles and then they wrote in with a ticket, you might want to think about enhancing those knowledge base articles or maybe changing them to solve what the customer is asking for, so that you can deflect some tickets in the future. So we're also adding new reports around SLA exceptions and compliance, so you can much more easily see exactly which tickets breached your SLAs and when and by how much. We're also adding another report around knowledge base articles and a further report around portal usage, so you can see exactly who viewed knowledge base articles or who logged into your portals in report format. Finally, in Insightly Service, we're adding a couple of extra tools for ticket management. So when you view a ticket, you can easily split that ticket up into 2 separate tickets or create an additional ticket from that ticket for those types of scenarios where maybe the contact has put multiple issues. They've listed quite a few things in the one ticket. And for organizational capabilities, you actually want to split that ticket out into the individual points that you want to address with the customer. So those types of ticket manipulation options that you have there is something that we're adding to a future version of Insightly Service pretty soon. Let's move on to project management. I think for at least the past couple of years, we've had a lot of customers using the project management section of Insightly and wanting to see some improvements and new capabilities to the project management section of Insightly. So we're executing on that later this year by taking the project records and their associated tasks and the meetings that you might have associated with projects. And then in one example, being able to render those out in a Gantt chart visualization so you can easily see dependencies on a project. You can see the status of the different tasks within a project, how far along in the execution of a project you currently are in that classical Gantt chart style view. Another feature that I've heard quite often revolves around time tracking on tasks in Insightly. And it's something that we're going to be adding as a new capability to tasks so that you can actually accurately capture the exact time and hours and minutes that it takes one of your employees or the person assigned the task to complete the task. Finally, adding the ability to schedule and to allocate tasks with the appropriate resources so that each of them remains utilized. Each of those resources remains utilized, but not overutilized on the critical path to finishing a project on time is something we're looking at adding as well. So those improvements to the project management section of Insightly will start to appear towards the end of this year and then into the early parts of next year as well. So you should look out for those for sure. And then moving into early next year, we're focusing on the CRM product and improving the capabilities that we have around one aspect of CRM, which is the products and the price books and the quotation engine that we have inside Insightly. So being able to generate quotes and invoices and having those sent out to customers for them to be able to digitally sign and execute is something that we're looking into, being able to sign those documents in their web browser or on their mobile device, and then having the results sent back to you so that you have a fully executed contract or quota or proposal, and having all of that as an integrated part of Insightly. Another thing that we're looking at adding to the products, price books, and quote section of Insightly around opportunities is around approval processes for opportunities. So if you're wanting to, for an example, change a field in Insightly on an opportunity, maybe it's the discount, maybe you wanted to have an opportunity product added to your opportunity and you wanted to give it like a 30% discount over what the list price is. Maybe that's above a certain threshold that ordinarily you can discount. So that discount approval would need to go to your manager for them to be able to approve that particular discount before you send it out to the customer for them to be able to execute and to accept. So being able to orchestrate that approval process via email, you make the change to the opportunity, the approval gets sent out, the manager approves that change, then it gets sent back, and then the process continues on and the proposal gets sent out. Orchestrating all of that and routing those changes to making sure that, you know, if maybe your manager's on vacation, it goes one up to someone higher up in the organizational hierarchy, and being able to orchestrate all of that is something that we're looking into early next year for opportunity management in Insightly. So I guess that gives you, in a nutshell, a little bit of an understanding of what we've worked on in the recent past, whether it's the platform or whether it's Insightly marketing with some improvements to email sending, or whether it's the service product with some great improvements to SLAs and to reporting into the sidebars, or to project management, Gantt charts and time tracking, and some of the improvements that we're going to make in the next couple of quarters when it comes to working with proposals and with quotes. Some of the changes that are being made to Insightly to make you more productive in your work in using the CRM. Some great improvements there. And with that, I think I'll hand it back to the lovely Melinda.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Anthony. That was great. And So I know that our wonderful team has been answering a lot of questions in the background. And so I think we have very few questions to answer live, Anthony. There's one about email reply management. And the question is, does that happen automatically, or is there a setting or something in the journey to make that work? And when is this going to be released?
Yeah, so it's just going through the final part of the QA process now. So when you set up an email to be sent out, it's just one little drop down. It says, do you want to use Insightly email reply management or not? And if you choose yes, then when you send out that email and you get the replies back, Insightly will automatically sort through all those replies. It'll put the automated replies, the out of office replies, the I'm on vacation replies to one side, and it'll send you via email the actual replies from humans so that then you can take action on those. So when you go to send out an email and you set that up, it's just one little additional drop down that you have to be able to choose. Do you want to use Insightly email reply management, or do you want to handle those replies yourself, or use a no reply email address that you might have used in the past? So pretty easy to set up, and then we handle all the rest from there.
Great. There's a question about AppConnect and recipes or connectors. The question is, people are looking for, I think, more documentation on the connectors and recipes. People understand that a lot of the recipes are bespoke, but seeing some examples is really helpful for people to get an understanding on how to maximize the value of AppConnect. And so the question is anything coming in the near future? So more videos or more recipe examples?
We've actually got our customer service and customer success teams building out a range of videos to be able to help with like little 3 or 4 minute snippets, videos to be able to help out with certain aspects of AppConnect. If you have a customer success plan with Insightly, you can also just email our customer service team to be able to get any assistance that you have on AppConnect. As I said, there are a lot of different connectors available now, and new connectors are being built and released every month to connect AppConnect up with different products that you might have in your organization. So keeping up with that is sometimes a little bit hard, but the team is always here to be able to help you out and to be able to build those out for you if you so choose. You can easily do it yourself though, and we will be adding some more videos to kind of make that process a little bit easier for those people that learn via visualization.
Sounds good. There's a question about Zoom Info integration. And the question is, are we working on any Zoom Info integration for contact and company data management?
I'm not sure if AppConnect already has a Zoom Info connector, but they certainly have an API. So you can build an integration with Zoom Info pretty easily using that vector, and get the contacts and the organizations from Zoom Info into Insightly pretty easily.
Okay. And then just one final question that I'm seeing here, Anthony. Are the project management updates and time tracking for tasks coming in the base CRM or a different product or module is the question. So I'm guessing this is like across the platform or something.
Yeah, so we definitely want to add it to the projects the project's data inside of Insightly. So whether or not we're going to spin that out into a different project management app, or whether we're going to extend out the project capabilities that we have in the existing CRM app, we're still trying to figure that one out. So we're in the processes of designing that. So if you have some strong thoughts either way, leave those in the comments, and we'll certainly take those into consideration, because it's on the drawing board as we speak. So we're trying to work through some of those scenarios right now.
Fantastic. Well, that was what we had for questions. So I'll close it out now. Like I mentioned before, we've got tons of Insightly customers on the call today, and that's great. And if you're not a current Insightly customer and a new CRM is in your future, we'd love to talk to you. Insightly CRM is easy to adopt, really customizable, and integrates really easily with other applications that you use to run your business. I mean, we hear from customers that they're fully up and running with Insightly in just weeks. And, I actually am responsible for customer stories and videos. I hear from customers all the time how much they're able to grow revenue with Insightly. I mean, up to 300% in less than a year after implementing. We're also offering 30% off the entire platform when you buy as a bundle. So there really is no better time to consider Insightly. So thank you so much for spending time with us today. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you to the team answering questions. Great to have everyone on today, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks. Bye.